What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Espresso, and welcome back to another Infinite Warfare video here today on the channel. Today, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a follow-up for a video we did a couple of days ago, talking about how there were a bunch of different manufacturers in-game in the universe of Infinite Warfare. Here, we discussed a little bit about those. That link can be found down there in the description below if you guys are interested in that. We detailed a little bit not only of the manufacturers, but the types of weapons that we'll be seeing, energy, as well as ballistic weapons coming in. So it's a mix of both futuristic and modern tech, but with a little bit of a futuristic vibe spun to it. So with that said, today we're going to be talking about some official images that actually came out from Call of Duty themselves, showcasing some of the brand new stuff that we can see here within Infinite Warfare. So right off the bat, let's talk about one that a lot of people are losing their mind over, but in a good way perhaps, and I think this is actually very cool how this comes up. This image itself is a brand new weapon within Infinite Warfare. We actually saw it a little bit in the trailers and everything like that, but what is really interesting with this is that it's not just one weapon. It collapses into Akimbo Pistols. Now, we mentioned this here in the last video, once again, that this is a follow-up to that there's gonna be weapons that do break down, there's gonna be weapons that are viable options for weapons that have multi-purposes to them, but this one actually breaks down directly into Akimbo Pistols. This was actually laid out in some of the backstory for these manufacturers, but with that said, when they break down, what do they look like? My guess is this is going to be the return of the SMG 9s, the dual Akimbo Pistols, Modern Warfare 3. A lot of people absolutely loved these things because they were just bullet hoses. They sprayed down, and a lot of people hated them. So I think it's going to be very interesting if this one does in fact return here, and I'm excited to see it make a return if this is exactly what it turns out to be. Though probably not labeled as the SMG 9s, it will be very nice to see the return of the fan-hated and favorite, if you want to call it that. The next image up is actually one from Kendall Ballistics, one of the companies that we talked directly about here, and it showcases a little bit of this customization in weapons that we can see here in terms of how much it can break down, what can be detached, what can be added, and really it showcases that pretty much the entire weapon is up for grabs here. As you can see, there are things like the foregrip, the attachment rail. It looks like even the barrel itself detaches here in terms of the base weapon from the trigger and the firing mechanisms, where the pin is and all that kind of stuff. The barrel is completely separate, it almost looks like. The stock is going to be detachable, the sight's going to be detachable, all that good stuff. It's very cool to see that basically the whole thing is up for grabs here, and you'll be able to customize it in ways that we could before, and even more so going forward now. Now, the final image that was given as press releases here, this is actually going to be a sniper here in Infinite Warfare, and this one honestly reminds me a lot of the Maverick, one that maybe is going to be an AR, but maybe just might be the iron sights of still a sniper rifle. But the way that it is showcased here, it looks like the barrel and the silenced nose of the gun pulls out a little bit for a sniper mode, and then also if you want to go out of it, you can then just kick the scope to the side, and it's out of the way of absolutely everything. My guess is going to be a very similar mechanic to how you kick down the thermal sight in Ghosts, where you could just literally do a little bit of a flinch animation with your weapon, and then it folds down over. That's how I'm kind of anticipating this to come out and how it's going to happen in game, and it really would make sense. However, the big question once again is, does this turn into an assault rifle like the Maverick? The size of the magazine, I can't imagine it would be more than a single shot semi-automatic here with it, but does it turn into an assault rifle here with this? I think that would be actually very cool. It seems like we're seeing a lot of different weapon variations where it can serve as multi-purpose weapons, so I think it'd be very cool to see this one break down out of a sniper into a semi-automatic assault rifle. So that is, we're gonna wrap it up here today, ladies and gentlemen. I thought it was a very cool and interesting look into the development process and the weapons that we can start seeing coming in Infinite Warfare this November. I'm quite excited to see what this turns out to be. Obviously, it's very different, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But nonetheless, that's we're gonna wrap it up. Drop your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on this weapons. Do you think it's a little bit too out there? Do you think it's very cool of an idea? And do you think it's very practical? I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this and more. Anything you have to say is always welcome down there. But if you like the video, be sure to like, rating down below. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We're on that road to 40,000 subscribers. We are oh so close to it. So every little bit does help and is, of course, greatly appreciated. But mine's been Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.